We here on Keeping It A Buck50, episode 9. What would you like to introduce yourself as?
I am Delise Whitfield, Regional Vice President of Whitfield Wealth Group in Rochester.
That's dope. How you got, that's fire, though. You just said some real bullshit quick, though. You stepping. How you feeling today, though?
I'm feeling good. It's nice out. It's a nice day.
All right, so I see you got a big time name and shit. I just want to get into, how you grew up and shit in the city. Like, how many siblings you got?
I have 3 sisters, so I'm the second oldest.
All right, what schools you went to?
I went to 25, I went to 33, I went to 28, I went to East Madison, and I went to Grace Olympia for a little while.
You know, mad people. You snapping. Where 25 school at?
25 school on Goodman. It's down the street from here.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still a school anymore. That was a long time ago.
I ain't never heard of 25 school, but
it's
you
a
snap.
small school. It's what is that? Goodman and Bay. It's before you get to Goodman and Bay.
Yeah. See, it was a time I'll be trying to go back and forth. I wanted to ask you like how your relationships was with your sister, but then I done jumped into school. But how your relationship was, like, you don't got no brothers?
I don't got no brothers. I got a cousin that's kind of like my brother. Yeah. I did have a younger brother. He passed away when he was a baby. But yeah, 4 sisters.
Yeah, how is that? Y'all get along good?
Oh, we super tight.
That's fire.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together. My older sister, a doctor. She runs a drug treatment program in Rochester. My sister after me works in a factory. And then my baby sister is like a rich nanny. Basically, that's the best way to describe her.
Snapping. So you gotta come from structure then, like 2-parent household?
We are 2. We did have 2 parents in the household. But I guess you could say it was structure in that aspect, but I'm not gonna make it seem like we necessarily had the easiest or best financial upbringing. You know, parents do the best with what they got. So yeah. that's what I'll kind of say to that. But yeah, both my parents was in the house.
Growing up, you remember some lessons you learned from your dad?
From my dad, I think the biggest thing I probably took from him was my dad, a real hard worker. I'll definitely say I think me and my siblings kind of got that from him. He was in the Navy. Then after that, pretty much worked 2 jobs or graveyard shift majority of my childhood. Now he's able to kind of cut back on working, which I'm happy. I just took my kids and my parents to New Jersey, and I've been using him up while he out of work at the moment. I'm hoping he don't go back. But yeah, my whole childhood, my dad pretty much worked.
Yeah, that's dope. Any lessons you remember learning from your mom?
From my mom, I guess I learned a lot about parenting from her. One thing I think was a big takeaway that I probably didn't understand when I was a kid was when my brother passed away, like her struggles after that. Now that I'm a mom, I don't know if I could live without one of my kids. Wow. I feel like I didn't give her as much grace as she deserved in that moment.
Yeah, when you younger, you don't be that much understanding, feel me? You think the world really revolve around you until you start getting older. The older you get, you see like, damn, people is really trying with me.
Yeah.
That's fire. So your dad being a hard worker, that made you like want to just get a job. So you were like 14, 13?
Dang, probably like 13. I think she's still open, but I used to work at Katie's Hair Boutique on Portland. Uh-huh. I used to do micros when I was a kid. I thought I was Big Meech.
Oh, so you was, not to cut you off, you was snapping. So you into hair, you do hair.
When I was younger, I did hair. As I got older, I kind of got out of it. But yeah, I was doing hair, and 13, 14, people working at like McDonald's and after school programs and stuff. And I was making like $1,000 a week. TGI Fridays movies on me.
Snap, you had that bag.
Yeah, I mean for a little kid.
Yeah, nah, as a teenager. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I don't know, you try to act like that ain't no money. $1,000 a week back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
You snapping. Like, so doing hair was like your first passion. That was like your first love as a little girl.
Yeah, that was definitely like my first hustle. But my mom used to do hair when I was a kid, so I definitely learned from her. But I used to live on Bryan Street off of Dewey. I used to do everybody hair on my front porch, and actually met Katie because she seen my hair in Family Dollar, and she's like, "Oh, who do your hair?" I'm like, "Oh, I did it." She's like, "You charge people?" I'm like, "Yeah, I charge like $50, but you know I'm a little kid and my friends ain't got no money." She was like, "Nah, I could get you $250." That was my first job.
That's fire. That was like the first time you learned it ain't about what you know, it's who you know.
Definitely who you know.
Like where you got the like, hey, where you like you used to do your own hair, where you get the confidence to start doing other people hair? Like how you turn the hot stuff, like you just hot, hey, but
honestly, you know, it wasn't really, we had MySpace, but it wasn't really social media back then. It was like who you knew. Yeah. So for me, I kept my hair braided and people would ask, and I did my friend's hair and I would get referrals that way. But that's kind of how I got into it. And I realized it was an easy way to make money, especially as like a little kid. And I was never really designed to do like fast food or Wegmans and stuff like that. So I knew I had something that was going to get me paid. And I pretty much did that till I was an adult.
That's fire. That's dope. So you having the bag at a youngin', did you jump off the porch with the bag with money management?
No. No, I definitely will say I wasted a lot of money as a kid. Didn't have nothing to show for it. Not really knowing any better and not having somebody tell me like you should do X, Y, and Z. So I was just spending. I was back when Jordans used to come out on Tuesday, going to the mall in Irondequoit, getting a pair of shoes every week. Like I really wasn't thinking about anything beyond that. But you're a kid, so I ain't have no responsibilities for real. So it was what it was. I didn't really get good at money management until my mid-20s.
What? Yeah. What made you like, what was the wake-up call?
I wanted to buy a house. I think that was part of it. And I always had decent paying jobs. Like, then you ain't got no money saved for real. Like, the most I probably ever had saved at one time was like 10 grand. But my living expenses is like half of what I make. So where's the rest of the money going? So I wanted to buy a house and I just had to buckle down. And that kind of made me realize, like, you can save money if you want to.
Wow. So what was like on the average day when you was young, splurge, when you ain't respect the money, like what would you waste your money on like on the average day?
Man, the mall, eating out. I used to go out to eat with my friends, pay for everybody. Horizon. I used to go to Horizon all the time. Grease Ridge Mall, going to the movies all the time. Typical teenager stuff. One of my friends, her uncle was a DJ. We used to go to like the little club tea nights. We can't drink, so I'm wasting money on like water and juice and soda and stuff. But when you a kid, you ain't got no responsibilities. You could blow money quick.
When you was like in your 20s, what you used to blow your money on like the same shit?
Nah, when I got into my 20s, I felt like I used to blow money on keeping up with the Joneses. Like, I felt like my kids had to have every pair of Jordans that came out, or we had to go to every new thing they had going in Rochester. I used to take them out to do something every week, which I mean was good memories for them and stuff like that, but I wasn't saving nothing. So if we had an emergency, now I got to lean on my parents or my older sister. And financially, I really didn't have to. I was just irresponsible.
Was you splurging on your niggas that you was dating?
Nah. I ain't never really been. I mean, I'll like pay for a date or I'll buy something, but I ain't that type.
You ain't the type to get your taxes up.
Nah, I'm definitely not. I ain't never getting my taxes up. I think 1 year I gave my baby dad $1,000. I barely wanted to do that.
That's the most you ever gave a man before?
Yeah.
That's nice though. That's a lot though. But some people be splurging. Some females don't give niggas shit though. They be
that's
tight.
true.
But everybody, like, if they deserved it, they probably would have got more. That's what type of person you was. Like, if somebody show you if somebody's spending on you, would you spend back on them?
Yeah. Like, if I'm talking to somebody and, like, I was dating somebody a couple months ago and he was taking us on real nice dates. So one day I planned a nice date for him. And I paid for everything, which he didn't want me to, but, you know, I do reciprocate favors, I guess you could say. But I ain't no big trick, no.
Being that you a independent black queen, feel me? There's just some random shit. Do you feel like you intimidate men because you have like a lot of money and status in a career?
I do. Not intentionally. It's not like I'm trying to intimidate men, but I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't want nobody coming for me. But a lot of men feel like the main thing they got to offer is money. So when you dating somebody who that isn't their main focus, it's harder to please them. So I think that's intimidating. Like, you can't move me with money. And you can't move me with, like, I don't care if you go buy me a pair of Uggs or a pair of Jordans. Not that I don't appreciate those things, but I want to take a trip. I want to go to a wine tasting. I want to do stuff like that. And it just kind of maybe sometimes get some men out of their element. But yeah, I think somewhat I'm intimidating. And you can't bullshit me, to be honest. Like, I don't got a lot of time.
I say that'd be intimidating. Like, females who be strict on their time, like, you really gotta be on time. And I'd be like, because if you ain't on your shit, it's like you gotta really leave them alone.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't leave with no toxic stuff either. I think men struggle with that. Like, I just
What's toxic to you?
Like, I'm not blowing up your phone. I'm not riding by your house. I'm not pulling up on you. I'm not harassing you. I would literally just stop talking to you and not care. Like, I strongly believe what's for me is for me.
You think men like that toxic type of shit?
I think we made it attractive. I think we made it seem like that's supposed to be love, or that's supposed to mean somebody care. It's not, it's childish. But based on social media, as well as things that I feel like people went through in their previous relationships, that may have been how they thought love was received, and I just ain't got that for you. I'm 31.
Yeah, I just have seen, like, me loving you in my love language is not loving you. Feel me? Mm-hmm. I gotta learn your love language and love you in that. Feel me? So I feel like that's where a lot of people definitely struggle. But back to you and your careers and shit. What made you like want to go down the path that you went? Like, you a financial advisor?
Yeah. Well, I'm a financial broker, so I own the firm. Kind of like a real estate broker where you got agents. What made me get into it? I guess before I was a financial advisor, I was helping people with their credit. So I done probably fixed at least a couple hundred people in Rochester credit. So I was like, how can I turn this into a career? Because I'm sitting at my desk at a job I hate, working on your credit for fun, when people making this a business. I really didn't want to do credit repair as a business, so financial advising was another way where I could still help people with their money, because you're fixing your credit to buy something, or you're fixing your credit because you want to get a car, or you just realize that you done messed it up, you don't know what to do. So being able to help them with finances on the back end was kind of what made me get into it. And then I took it more serious when I realized how big of a deal it was, and how we didn't have enough financial literacy in the community.
Being a black queen, like, do you when you brushing shoulders in your type of business, do you see a lot of black queens, or it's like a lot of white people doing the type of things you do?
So in the business, the company I work for, there is a lot of minorities, Black, Hispanic, but in the grand scheme of things, there's only 1% of Black people, period, that's financial advisors. So there's so many of us. How can we, if you don't know somebody in your community, or a cousin or a friend who's a financial advisor, who you gonna really reach out to for help? Because I know my grandma not giving her banking information to a 30-year-old white man. So we suffer in silence because we don't know who to go to, or we don't have resources that look like us.
Yeah, that's fire that you saving the community. I appreciate you for that. That's why I got you on my podcast, though. I feel like both of us got to help change the community. So, like, the reviews you get back, like, that shit, do it, like, make your heart melt?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I can't see it whole picture right now because I've only been in business for less than 2 years. But when you fast forward 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and I help people become a millionaire, I feel like that's when it's going to be bigger for me. Also delivering death claims that made it be like, it's bigger than a paycheck for me. It's bigger than me helping this person put a plan together. Like, this could be life changing for their family. Because unfortunately, we all got to go someday. Hopefully, peacefully. But it costs money to die. It costs money. And if you got kids, somebody got to raise those kids for however long. And if you don't got a plan in place, then they going to suffer. And that's when, social services or CPS come into place. And that's just really the difference between our community and white people. They grandma leaving behind $1 million. How much different would my life be if my parents was millionaires when I was born?
You would have been way more resources.
Way more resources. Black, white, it don't matter. Like, race matters a lot, but money matter too. And we don't have the money, or we don't know how to make our money make money. And that was why I pushed the financial literacy classes so much. Whether you become a client or not, I don't care. But you need to know what's going on and what you don't know and what's they're purposely not teaching us.
So like a financial literacy packet that you got is like, it's like a blueprint on how to start family wealth.
So it depends on who I'm talking to. So I've done classes for kids. So I'm talking to them about the basics, right? I'm not going to go too high depth. But I'm telling you, you give up a pair of Jordans a month, you're going to have $13 million. But that's all I got to break it down to them because they kids. That's like what they care about at the moment. When I'm talking to people who got kids, now is like, if something happened to you tomorrow, what would your kids do? Kind of thing. The conversation is a little bit different. And what is your plan for when you get older? Because we ain't getting no Social Security. And if we do, it's going to be a couple $100. So if you're not saving now, when you hit 65, especially so many people, nurses right now, you can't do that for 40 years. It tear down on your body. So like, if you're not saving, when you get older, you're going to be sleeping in your kid's basement or on Section 8, even though for the past 40 years you've been working. That's
or probably in a nursing home you've been working at.
Yep. In a nursing home, they take your house if you don't have your paperwork in order to pay for you to stay there. And it's like, it don't got to be that way, but we just got to take the right steps.
That's crazy. So, like, what's some sacrifices that you think, like, the Black community should make with this, like, life insurance? Because I see life insurance key. I was one of the ignorant people that feel like life insurance don't matter. But now that you see, because, like, I feel like, I don't know, man. Like, I be thinking, like, life, family, culture matter. But more people be worried about, like, life insurance. Feel me? Because, like, if you got that one greedy, hungry motherfucker that's in the family that know how to get to it after that genuine person die, everybody not be able to get to the resources. But if it's...
So it's up to the person who get the policy on what happened to the money. Yeah. So it's them doing their due diligence and being like, okay, so for me, my sister, I know she's super responsible. I know she has the resources. I know she has the ability to raise my kids. So she my beneficiary. Love everybody else in my family to death, but I know she gonna do right by my kids. But we so uncomfortable with having that conversation, we just filling out the paperwork. All my kids equally. No, if some of your kids ain't responsible, maybe somebody else should be making a plan. Or it don't even gotta be your kids. Maybe it's gonna be a different family. But I feel like we struggle with having that conversation, and it's that superstition where if you get a policy, something will happen to you. That's not true. So many people got life insurance policies, they just fine.
Nah, that's a fact. Because people always think the negative. My mom tried to get life insurance on me, and I'm like, you think I'm about to die? And I rather went and lived in the trap. Just all off life insurance for some shit that could have helped build for the family. Yeah. It's like, people definitely got to stop thinking negative because you got to start one day. That's what I'm realizing.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if it's small, and motherfuckers just go. And then, because people going to die regardless. And then people don't know how to take death. Feel me? So.
And another thing, if something happened to you, right? Like, your mom, if she works, she ain't going back to work in 3 days. And that's what all the job give you. So maybe you don't even need a policy for $1 million, but maybe your family need to be able to be at home and grieve and deal with what's going on. But instead, because we ain't got the money, we going right back to work. And now we got traumas in other areas in our life because we ain't deal with what's going on. Or we can't afford to go to therapy because we just had to dish out $12,000 for a funeral we wasn't planning on. And it just don't, you could get $250,000 for $50. So it'd be like, there's no reason why we should have to do those things, but we just don't know how to use insurance, or we don't know what it's really for. So we put that superstition on it. But back in the day, our grandparents, great grandparents, I feel like it stopped with that generation. Like, if your great grandparents is married, he knows something happened to me and I pay the bills. What is my wife gonna do? We got away from that conversation at some point during that time.
No, that's a fact. Like, the family structure just went down somewhere. Being that, like, life insurance, like, you study it. Like, when did life insurance first, like, come about to, like, this, like, the community? Like, how long have it been out?
Life insurance in general, it's been out, but I feel like it wasn't really a thing in the Black community until the past 2 years with social media, is on TikTok. The only thing I hate about that is a lot of the information they giving people is wrong.
Yeah, it's false information.
Yeah, you telling people, oh, they could go get a policy and go to the bank and take out $500,000. They can't. They taking out a loan and they selling their policy to the bank, and that's not life insurance. You know what I mean? Like, but you only getting a 30-minute clip, and then you coming to me telling me what Waka Flocka said on an interview, and it's like, you not Waka Flocka. You don't got $1 million you trying to hide.
I feel like that's the problem with a lot of people. Like, they see what they see on the internet and run with it. And it's like, you got it. Like, you can't take Waka Flocka advice. You're not in Georgia. You got Delise right here. That's what you saying there?
Yeah.
You got Delise right here. And she got the valid information, but you want to be on your phone
worrying about what the internet's saying. And it'd be like, the situation don't apply. And everybody's situation different. But the situations that they be trying to relate to, it'd be like, you may not even be able to afford $100 policy. Why are you talking about insurance that's going to cost you $1,000 a month? You got bills to pay. Like, you got to worry about your situation and do what's best for you. But a lot of the things that they put on social media is things that we can't afford in Rochester most of the time. The average income here, like $40,000. You can't pay $1,000 and $12,000 a year on life insurance. Like, but they don't say that part. They just say, oh, you could take this to be your own bank. No, you can't. Like, you ever loan money to yourself? Like, that don't even make sense.
A lot of people don't be knowing money. Like you say, $40,000 a month, you take $12,000 out. How you gonna survive?
How you gonna get through the year?
But you don't let it clip on the internet tweet with you.
But the clip don't never say the price. Every time somebody comes, I'll be like, listen, I don't even know you, and I can tell you don't want that.
So, like, people would be thinking you trying to get over on them at times?
I wouldn't say I really have had that scenario, at least yet. But I think part of it is because, one, I'm not pushy. I'm going to give you the information. What you do with that information is between you and God. But I do genuinely help people a lot for free. So I don't feel like they feel like I'm trying to get over on them, because it ain't like, I'm not charging you an arm and a leg. And once you become my client, you can ask me whatever you want for free, for the most part. So I don't feel like I give off that energy for people to feel that way.
Yeah, that's dope. So how easy it is to become your client? Like, I could just inbox you and I'm your new client?
Basically, for the most part, as long as I can help. Some people be coming and ask me about stuff like that. I do not do that. Like, I do not do LLCs. I am not a lawyer. I don't do taxes. I still get asked all the time. But I try to stay close to people. So if people do need help, I got somebody to refer them to.
That's fire. So dealing with the Black community, how many, like, is it more females or males that's your clients?
Definitely females.
Like, males not taking this information serious, you feel like?
I feel like majority of my clients who are men, their girlfriend or their parents or their baby mom, somebody else made them get the policy. But I would say 80-90% of my clients is women. I've got very few male clients.
That's pain. Yo, fellas, we gotta get life insurance. We gotta snap. Feel me? Especially my niggas out here running around acting crazy. Feel me?
Not even, I mean, just wrong place at the wrong time is a thing. Yeah. Like, it's a big thing, and, you know,
the setup.
You gotta be ready.
But as still, like, family need plans, feel me?
And it ain't even just gotta be insurance, saving too. Like, we don't think enough about our future. And some people be out here with 3, 4, 5, 6 kids, and you don't got no money saved. An emergency can happen at any point in time. COVID showed us that. Everybody got laid off during COVID. And some people ain't get their unemployment for 2 months. What are you gonna do? We can't even leave the house.
The world was in shambles during COVID. I was laughing at people that was losing their job, though. No funny shit, because it's like some people was losing their job because the government was bitching them. Like, vaccine time.
Yeah, get your vaccine.
Did you get vaccinated during the COVID? No. Legendary young entrepreneur right here. Black queen. She ain't get vaccinated. But it's like, it's the game of life. Feel me? Like, everybody
like, you not feed your family or get a shot.
And everybody not going, like, it's only the strong survive, because a lot of people don't want to unlearn and learn new things. Like me, for instance, in this situation, I need to get life insurance and credit and start working on things. I never had that, like, and I just think that money, like, the average nigga in the streets just think money means something. I got to that.
It used to, though.
But now it really don't have no value.
It don't have no weight. You go to somebody and be like, I got 10 grand and no credit. And you're like, come back when you got some credit. Go use that 10 grand to get some.
Yeah. It's like, do you feel like the dollar is losing value, though?
Oh, it's definitely losing value. It's been losing value. So the dollar is really based on inflation. That's the easiest way to kind of think about it. So let's use eggs, for example. 3 years ago, you get eggs for 79 cents, 99 cents. Now you get eggs for $8, $9. But the dollar is still a dollar. So you may have been able to get a pack of eggs 3, 4 years ago, but now you need $8 to get it. But the price of what jobs is paying, right? People, wages ain't went up that much. They ain't went up $8 an hour. And people still got to feed their family. They still got bills to pay. But what you could get with $1 is always going to decrease. It's like 2.25% a year, but COVID made it worse. COVID messed it up. That it'll probably go back to normal in a little bit, but yeah, dollar, I want to say it's nothing, but it ain't 10 years ago.
So credit is the next thing on, like, Bitcoin, crypto. Like, what's above $1 right now?
It's not that anything's above $1, is you can't get as much with $1 as you could before. But $1 is still $1. Just everything costs more now. My views on crypto. I do think digital payments are going to become a thing. My issue with crypto is you have to know what you're doing. So a lot of people lose money. Now they're scared of the market in total just because that's where financial literacy and educating come into play. Somebody could tell you to put money in Bitcoin, but it went from 40,000 to 8,000. Now you may never invest again just because you didn't know what you was doing. Or when people, the NFTs where people selling the pictures, you ain't heard about NFTs since 6 months after it started, but people's putting millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars into it, and now it's not even a thing anymore. So you can't just jump on the next phase or trend. You got to really do your education if you're going to be dumping your money into it. Now, scared money don't make no money, but spending money blindly is dumb too.
No, that's true. I like how you said that. Spending money blindly. That's black people. We, like, as a whole, like, overall, we so broke but so rich. Niggas got all this, everything. But, like, no, no, nothing.
But we wear our money. And black people own more Mercedes-Benzes than every race combined. And we the poorest race out here. Like, in 2053, the net worth of African Americans is supposed to be 0. And that's crazy. Because we work the same jobs as white people and Hispanic people. We all work at the same place. But the way that we spend our money, we not getting nothing off of it.
Yeah, my dad just told me if it's on your ass, it's not an asset.
Nope.
Feel me? And that's what, like, niggas be out here snapping.
even like my daughter, she 14. She in the Jordans. She in the Dunks right now, ones, but you gonna own some stock. Because if I'm about to go get them $180, I want to at least get some dividends in 3 months. So I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with spending money on things you like, but you gotta own stuff. And owning stock is ownership. Like if you own a share in Apple, if Apple decide they want to appoint a new CEO, they gotta send you a letter and let you come to a shareholders meeting so you can vote on that. But we ain't got that opportunity because we not out here purchasing stock. We not purchasing shares in company. We keeping our money under their mattress or in the bank. And the bank taking our money and going to put it in the stock market and they giving us pennies on the dollar. Everybody was so excited about ESL. Somebody just made a post about this. ESL paid out dividends. Everybody was excited. They getting their $20, $30. But Apple just paid me $162. I ain't seen not one post.
Because you about the only one into it.
But everybody got an iPhone.
Crazy.
Everybody got an iPhone. So why not own where you already put your money?
That's dope. Like, so you want to share with us some of the like the games that you get your game you get your kids? Like,
one thing I know they hate, but they're gonna love it when they get older. If somebody gives them money, so like for Christmas, my family will give each one of the kids $100. You could keep half, but you're gonna save half. What you do with your half, I don't care. But the other half is going into some type of investment, is going into your savings account. And when you get older and I'm giving you a check for $50 grand, you're not gonna remember the Jordans or my daughter into like arts and crafts stuff. You're not gonna have that when you're 18, but you're gonna have this 50 grand. You know what I mean? So I know they probably hate it now, but as they get older, when they do start working, it's gonna be easy for them to save because I've been making them do it. My 5-year-old, I make her save money. So that was something I wish somebody told me when I was young, and I make sure they be on it.
Rich as fuck. Cause everything gonna be going up, and you respect the money.
Yeah,
and
I respect
you respect
money now.
what you do. Like I could just hear how you talking. That shit passionate, and it's fire though. So like, what about the tricksters? You teach your kids about the tricksters?
What you mean?
Like the people that could trick them out of money, like sob stories, the people they love, like you know how it is, like.
So yeah, cause my oldest to a middle school. Middle school, that's when you gonna start getting snacks and stuff like that. A lesson I've been teaching my oldest daughter is never give somebody something you want back. Because now you're going to ruin a relationship because they probably never had the intentions on giving it back to you. So if you can't afford to give it to them, then don't do it. I'd rather you just say no than now you upset. Because I feel like a lot, we loan people money and now we falling out over money. Well, you could have just said no and then they would have been mad for them and then they would have went and asked somebody else and they could fall out with them. So, that... I feel like that's the thing. And yeah, people sob stories like we not by any means what I would call rich, but my kids got resources that some other kids may not have. They mom run a business, so I could come pick you up from school at any point in time. I could take you to all the events, but some people's parents may be at work. But I have to teach. You could want to help people, but their situation is their situation and your situation is yours. And you can't feel guilty based on that. All you can do is help where you can and accept that, I want to say life not fair, but it's really not.
Yeah, it's not fair.
You'll drive yourself crazy worrying about other people's problems.
Shit. What's some ways for people like to get started on their credit and shit?
It really depends on where they at. Like if you got no credit at all, you could do Self. Self is an app I highly recommend. I don't like their credit card, but they 12 months for $48 a month. I do recommend that. You could get a secured card if you got a little bit of credit. If you got bad credit, it's 2 things you got to do. One, see if anything isn't accurate that you could dispute. And then the other side of it is you got to start building good credit. People think credit is like, I don't got nothing bad on my credit. I don't got no collection, so I'm good. But it's not. They judge you off of you paying stuff on time. But if you don't have a car payment or a credit card or some type of loan, then it's like they don't trust you or you're not trustworthy. So being able to figure out where you are, pulling your credit reports and comparing them, and then once you get it good, like maintaining it. I have a lot of people who will fix their credit, and then 3 months later, 6 months later, they're like, oh, I want to apply for 18 credit cards. For what? Like, think about what you doing. Because it do matter now more than it ever has before.
Do you feel like if everybody started taking your advice, feel me? Just everybody that do what you do, feel me? Because you said that they said our net worth should be 0 by 253.
2053, yeah.
That's 30 years.
So if you
right?
take all of the black people in the world and you get their average net worth, because some people net worth could be negative. So you take the negative net worth plus the positive, the average is going to be 0. And that should be like terrifying to people. When I heard it, I couldn't believe it. I had to keep Googling, like, what? Like, this can't be a thing. Because we work the same jobs as everybody else.
Yeah. But it's all about what you do with the money. Like, that's why that's fire that you say you take half of their money. They don't even know. Like you say, when motherfucker just look up, you just gonna be like 50 bands. Feel me?
Off of Christmas money. But I'm sure when I tell them, like, yeah, nah, this 250 going is getting put up. I know my daughter be counting in her head, like, I could get this with that, I could get this with that, but that'll be all right.
That's fire, man. Like, do you have like friends, like female friends? Like, do y'all all be on the same type of thing? Like,
for the most part, I don't have a lot of female friends. Most of my friends is guys. But a lot of the like people I hang around with either are self-employed or run a business or do real estate. I've learned that over time, I don't care about what some people care. Like, I don't care about drama. I don't care about other people's lives. What's the next business move? What's the next thing, that what book can you got that you read and that you think I should read, or give me some wisdom, or can you relate to something I'm going through? So my circle real tight when it comes to actual friends, but all my friends got something going on.
That's dope. Like, people you could just learn from.
Yeah, like I really want friends that's doing better than me. Like, how you I'm gonna go to the next level if I'm the only person there. You know what I mean? Like, I need people. I feel like we level up with people who are equal or people who are doing better.
Do you be willing to accept new friends?
Yeah, I'm always willing to accept new friends. I started a book club, bunch of strangers.
Like, what if I wanted to be a friend? Like, would you be willing to be a friend?
I would be a friend. Most of my friends is guys.
Yeah, I feel like I need a friend like you, though. For real, though. Like you say, like, people be hyped that they the smartest motherfucker. Where they at? You want to keep going around people you can't learn from. Yep. I mean, it's like, in life, you need to be learning new shit and unlearning shit. And that's what I'm on for this year. You got any, like, goals for this year, like, with your business goals?
It's really a 2-year goal, but I want to be debt-free by next year. So I'm paying off my car this year, and next year I want to pay off my house. I want to take my kids out the country. I think that's like my main 2 goals right now. I want to hire 100 people in my firm. I think that's it. That's my main.
You hire people?
Yeah, I got 45 agents right now that's licensed.
That's fire. Like, how that go?
So we do insurance, investments, mortgages, home security. So basically see what people are interested in the most, helping them get their licenses, and then build their own business. And if they want to become a broker, they can. If they want to stay an agent, they could do that too. A lot of my people on my team do it part-time. They got jobs.
What's the difference between the broker and the agent?
Ownership. So, like, an agent, basically, you part of my organization. You have your own clientele. You all self-employed. But you don't necessarily have your own brokerage. A broker, you got to get a couple more licenses, but then you could go open your own door stores and call it whatever you want and kind of run your own business. So I just decided early on that that's all the dope. Like, yeah, I want to run my own business completely. So I went ahead and been a broker, but I mean, it's like real estate. You're an agent or you're a broker. You got to take another test, basically, and build a business.
So you feel like most people in the type of business you in is genuine? Like, it ain't no nasty people you got to watch out for?
And finances?
Yeah.
I feel like it's nasty people in everything.
Gotta be, right?
I feel like it's nasty people in everything, no matter what you do. Every industry, everything got politics to it. You just gotta stick to your own principles. Like, you can't let what other people got going on waver how you move or what you value.
Where you get your morals and values from?
A lot of it probably from reading, honestly. Like self-awareness, self-development, realizing what I want out of life and what I need to do to get it, and what I will and will not tolerate from myself and from others. But a lot of that came from self-development.
That's dope. Like, how many books you read a year?
Right now, I read between 3 and 5 books a month. So, like, it's that 36 to 50 books a year. They say the average CEO reads 60, but I don't know. I ain't got up to that many books. But.
Like, when you start a book, like, what you like read in the morning, middle of the day, nighttime? What's your favorite time to read?
It depends. If I'm reading a book, I try to do at least 10 pages a day. So I'll do it either as soon as I start my day before I look at my phone, or I'll do it before I go to bed. But I've started to do audibles the past few months, and I try to replace it with music. So, like, if I'm driving in a car and I'm listening to a book, if you in a car 30 minutes, you done got through like 3-4 chapters. So now that I don't listen to music, but I try to do a little bit of both.
What's the difference to you between audio and reading?
Reading physical books take more discipline. You can't read a book and drive. You can't read a book and work out. You got to be sitting down, like, doing that particular task. But I do feel like audibles when you're busy is more convenient.
It's a fact. So you rather listen to a book than listen to some Beyonce?
I ain't gonna say I'd rather do it. I do it as a discipline thing because Beyonce already rich.
Nah, talk that shit.
She already rich, so I do it as a discipline thing. But do I prefer to listen to music? Absolutely. But I know reading is important, I guess you'll say.
What's some of your favorite artists that you be bumping when you got time?
Summer Walker. I love her. I guess I like typical stuff. Summer Walker. I like Meg Thee Stallion. I like regular stuff. Like everything everybody else 31. Like, I like Lil Baby. I feel like he a good artist. Probably my top.
That's dope. So from like how you look at life from the ages of 21 to 31. I see you just say 31. So talk some shit from the 21-year-old you how you thought it was sweet and how you thought you was ready for the world.
21-year-old me. Be careful who you fall in love with. Be careful who you have kids with. Be careful in what you settle for in life. Make much better decisions. Put yourself first. That was something I didn't start doing until the past few years that I wish I would have done when I was younger. And like you said, don't care about people's sob story. Everybody got one.
They was getting you when you was younger.
I wouldn't say that was getting me, but I would say that I accepted stupid stuff thinking it was love and it wasn't. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I don't know if my ex is watching this.
Nah, they gotta respect the real one. As you in life, you always embrace the real. Sometimes you be operating out of your ego, but when you sit back, feel me, anybody that experienced something real, they just thankful that they did that.
Yeah.
So what's like Some jewels from the 31 side of life.
Success loves speed. That's probably the biggest thing. I feel like a lot of times when you find success in something, you get complacent and
That's
kind
a
of
word right there.
ride that wave. And you only got one life. Like, momentum is important, and keep it going. Even like you with this podcast, keep doing it. Keep doing, whether you're getting likes, whether you're getting shares, whether you getting views. Like, keep doing it. And if it's whatever is meant for you will be for you. But you just don't give up. You're doing something that's different. And you're doing something that the community need. Like, we need variety, and somebody may be looking up to you, a little kid. This is something they aspire to do. And representation is important. So sometimes we don't do things because we don't see somebody else doing it that look like us. Being able to watch a YouTuber who live in California and being able to watch a YouTuber who live in Rochester is two different things, especially where you come from. Like, so you got to keep doing it.
Now that's fire. Even like what you doing, no faking though, because it's like, I hope even if 10 to 15 people watch this shit and just take life serious, even if they hit you, or just even get on life insurance for their family, because we need this shit as a whole. And I appreciate all the information that you giving out, because this shit is key information. And I'm definitely stealing a lot of shit that you said and storing it in my mind. Feel me?
Get you some credit. Definitely work on your credit.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to work on. I'm doing it through you though.
Okay, I got you.
That's my word. Feel me? So yeah. I already asked you for your goals and shit. You already said that. Any advice for any young girls watching this?
Young girls.
Young queens, many queens.
Whatever your dreams are, try them. I feel like when we young, we let our friends and our family and our parents tell us not to go for stuff that we may actually be good at, but you don't know what you can accomplish until you do it. 2 years ago, I didn't know I was going to own a firm. I didn't know I was going to be self-employed. But if I would have taken other people's opinions, I may not have done it. And I feel like when we young, we care about what other people think so much that we don't go jump off the porch. We don't just go ahead and try. And if you fail, at least you got to say, I tried it and it wasn't for me. But yeah, do what you want to do. Don't do what your friends think. Don't do what your parents think. Because you'll get older and you will regret it, and it may be too late then.
Yeah, that shit crazy. Like with the failure shit, it's like people so scared of failure that they won't try it. It's like not trying is the recipe to failure.
Yep, it's the same thing. But in it, I think people feel like they didn't get their feelings hurt if they don't fail. But I feel like you get older. I read this book about old people and things that they regretted. And it was always the things that they wanted to do that they didn't do, like learn ballet or travel the world or not get married. Whatever the thing was, it was like they lived their life based on what their family and friends thought. And then they get older and they be like, now you're 70 years old. Like, you can't go do ballet now. Like, you got to do what you want for you first.
That's key, though, because, like, a lot of people really don't think for themselves, though.
Or they do what's trending.
Yeah, like.
They only do what's trending. They only care about what everybody else doing. And that's just not the way to live. Social media done messed us up in that aspect.
Yeah, because everybody don't want to put the work in. So, like, talking to you, I see that you hype, but you like, I'm ready for these 10 to 15 years to see what's up. And it's like, motherfucker can't even focus for 3 months.
Swear to God. Even in this business, it'd be like the first week somebody ain't like, oh, this not working. You ain't even talking to nobody yet. Like, you're not even licensed. Like, you gotta actually put in the groundwork. And sometimes people see somebody else's success, but they don't know the failures. They don't know the no's they heard. They don't know the sleep. They don't know none of that. They just see, oh, right now you successful and I want that tomorrow. And people got to learn delayed gratification. That's the only thing I would say that comes good from college. You go to college, you know, I'm going to be here for 4 years before I get a piece of paper that says I got a degree or something. But we done kind of cut college out so much people can't. They don't want to wait 2 weeks for their first paycheck.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Amazon jacked us up. We want stuff tomorrow.
That's fire that you said like delay gratification. Yeah, because people really be wanting quick shit. Anything that come easy won't last.
Nope, definitely won't last. And that's definitely a problem. But now, like, you don't even gotta, if you got a math problem, you can put it in Google.
Yeah, like the media, like the internet fucks shit up, I feel like a lot.
Yeah.
Because even with the average men, like men not really doing what we need to do, motherfucker, damn near on their phone all day. Like, feel me? That's not some shit a man supposed to be doing. Feel me?
I don't know how to change a tire.
I was talking
don't know how
to
to
my
paint.
dad. He was wilding up. He like, oh, is it you in your phone? The man ain't in his phone. And you just think about it. I'm just grabbing the phone like this. What the fuck am I doing?
It's a force of habit.
I'm going to try, like, stay off. Like, if I'm not doing content going forward, because, like, it's a lot of things I need to learn as a man, though. Feel me? So, I definitely need to work on my credit. Just mad, like, legal shit. Feel me? Because you get older, like,
yeah.
10 years, I'll be 39. It's like, if I'm in the 39 years old in the street nigga position.
But some people really be like that. Like, some people really be like that.
Life's bigger than that shit.
It's so much. And honestly, the way that things are going in Rochester and the way that some of the generation behind us, how some of them moving, I don't know how people even want to be in the streets. Like, these kids is ruthless. Like, and they don't have, like, we just got it. But I ain't gonna say we. Our generation made it attractive, so they followed us. Like, regardless of how we want to spin it and we blaming them or we blaming their parents, they saw something from the previous generation, whether it was their older siblings, their parents. They like, that's what I want to do. And they followed that. And then their friends followed it. And, like, now we got this big problem with all the kids stealing cars and kids shooting each other at 14, 15, 16 and shooting outside of a school. But for some reason, at some point in time, we made that cool. We got to start making more positive things. We got to start highlighting, like, the basketball groups we got in Rochester and taking kids out of town so they can see bigger stuff. Like, when I went to Madison, it was a whole, like, what was it called? It was like an adventures club where they took us to all different kind of places outside of Rochester. And we did stuff that we wouldn't normally do, kayaking, skiing. Some of them people never left the city. But we got to get back to that because people so stuck on the streets and what neighborhoods they in. And I don't know what we're going to do for these kids, but we got to change something.
Yeah, these young kings need to get into hooping motivation. That's a nice little
I went to school with them.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it all start in, like, love at home. Like, because I ran the streets. Like, I'm not doing that shit no more and shit. But it's like, when you're not feeling love at home, you going outside. And luckily, like, I was a follower before, but, like, I never got peer pressure. Feel me? And when there's no love at home or when it's bad at home, nobody want to be at home. And when you go outside, whatever you do could start getting addictive, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
So mothers, feel me, even, like, fathers, motherfuckers got to do better of making sure motherfuckers is loved. Feel me? And, like, I'm going to talk to any young nigga I could talk to and let them know life bigger than that stupid shit they doing. But it's only, like, motherfuckers only going to listen to motherfuckers in their area. And if you looking up to a sucker, feel me, that's condoning sucker shit, is like, it's nothing I could tell you.
And, what we used to call it, dozier missions?
Yeah.
They got you doing stuff because you ain't going to go to jail. Like, you going to go to juvie or something. But yeah, we got to start somewhere. I'm going to keep doing the youth classes and, because I think, at least from what I can teach, right? If I could keep drilling in the kids' head, like, you can be a millionaire, you can be a millionaire. You could be a financial advisor. You ain't got to go to college. You could sell life insurance. It's so many other things out here that you could do. I feel like as a community, we got to figure out what we good at. People in nursing, it's more male nurses now than I feel like I ever seen before. But But they need to be talking to the young kids about doing that. That's a real good field, pay real well. It ain't really manual labor, but we got to figure out a way where we can get them into some positive things. Because even sports, if you playing sports all day, you too tired to run the streets.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's dope. So you doing when your next class for a kid financial?
I'm doing one in March. I'm gonna
bring how much it costs?
It's free.
It's free. I'm gonna bring 2-3 people because it's I wish I went to some financial advisor shit at 13, 14, 15 because before all us, any street nigga could tell you you young, broke, you get the money. You want to just get the money to look cute and let everybody know that you getting money instead of doing right by the money. It's you really doing right by that shit, you really could be rich as fuck, though.
Literally, every time I had those classes,
good run,
I run the hypotheticals on the spot. If you save $200 a month over this amount of time, you'll have this much. I think $250 over 40 years is $13 million. If you got it in something getting more than 12%. But if you're young, you could go aggressive. When I said that to I did it for the Urban League of Rochester, the kids wait, miss, can you do it with $100? Can you do it $50? Can you do it $500? But they've never probably heard somebody say you could be a millionaire or this is the recipe to do it.
Yeah, no cap. I ain't think I ever heard nobody tell me I could be a millionaire. And that's fire that you letting them know and then they really interested. Hold on, you do that with
I don't lie, the kids definitely they ask a bunch of questions. The adults, they'll sit there oh, no, we good. We don't got no questions. They be inboxing me you said this. Can you, we more scared to talk in front of each other. The kids, they be muting or hands up. What you think about this? Or asking questions for their parents. Because that's another thing. If you don't get your credit together, you don't got a driver's license. How you going to tell your kids how to do it? So I had kids ask me oh, well, my mom going through X, Y, and Z. What you think she should do? And we got to start, when we learn stuff, we got to tell them.
Yeah, that's love, though, that they even try and help mama love out because it's only the family. Feel me?
And the better your parents' life is, the better your life going to be anyway.
Nah, that's dope. I appreciate you, though, for coming on my show. Episode 9, I feel like this was a lot of substance for the community. You want anywhere they could follow you at?
My Instagram is _MoneyLadyLise. My Facebook is Delise Whitfield, and my TikTok is the Money Lady Lise too. So any of those.
Make sure y'all hit her up. Y'all try and learn how to respect the money. Make sure y'all tap in, cause I'm about to tap in. It ain't about what you got; it's about what you do with it. So
definitely about what you could keep.
So thank you though for participating on my podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.